Hey y'all, welcome back to A Dinosaur in the Library. I'm Dawn and it is Vlogmas Day 6. So today I'm doing another book review, and that is for John Scalzi's Lock-In. As I said in my winter break TBR, this is one of the books that I was really wanting to get to because I'd heard such really good things about it from Elena, who I will again link in the bar below, because I love her channel and because she had great things to say about this. And I finished this today. I've been speeding through books because I just have missed my leisure reading so much. So I've been cramming in as absolute much as possible. So I finished this earlier this evening and I just wanted to do a brief review of it. So if you don't know what Lock-In is about, this disease sweeps the world, really. Millions and millions of people get sick. And the first stage is a very flu-like sort of disease, and some people only get that, and then some people progress to the second stage, and that is something that looks very much like viral meningitis. And if you are unlucky enough to progress to the third stage of this disease, then you become locked into your body, which means you are conscious, you are awake, but you cannot do anything. You are trapped in your own body, you're paralyzed completely, and it's called Haddon syndrome. And so the people that have it are called Haddons, and there's a lot of money thrown into technology to help people who have Haddons live a better life. So there are millions of people who are locked into their bodies, and they come up with this technology to help maintain their bodies while also providing them with a way to interact with the world. And they call their one technology that they use Threeps, which is short for C-3PO from Star Wars, because they're these metal sort of artificial bodies that they can project their consciousness into and interact with the world, have jobs, go shopping, do whatever. And the main character in this is a Haddon who is an FBI agent. He has just started his job, and his partner is a former integrator. And what integrators are people who got to the second stage of Haddon's and then did not progress to the third, but the disease changes your brain in some significant ways. So they figured out that people who got to the second stage but did not progress to the third are capable of accepting another person's consciousness as part of their own for short periods of time. So what they do is they install these, and this creeps me out so much, they install these computer systems in your brain that allow someone with Haddon's to use your body, and you're still conscious and you can override them, so they can't, you know, jump out of a plane with no parachute while they're there, but they get to interact with the world in an actual body and eat things, because and you know, other things too, but they mention in here that the integrators get sick of bacon cheeseburgers because people get to use an integrator and they're like, oh, I want a bacon cheeseburger. So they go out and they eat so many bacon cheeseburgers. But the whole premise of this book is that there are some strange happenings going on. People are being murdered. Things are being blown up. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. And there's this massive conspiracy happening. And there's a lot of deep stuff in this book that goes just beyond a sci-fi book. But, you know, talking about the sort of things like what constitutes consciousness and what really constitutes ability, what constitutes disability, how does this apply to people in our own world. And I think it has a pretty good bunch of applications, honestly. But it's also a super creepy book to think about all these poor people trapped in their own bodies, for one thing, but for another thing, all these people who can kind of share consciousness. I don't know that I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. But I'm going to keep this spoiler free, so I will leave it at that. It's a really interesting sort of mystery slash kind of thriller. And I've only ever read one book of John Scalzi's before, and that was Red Shirts. And I remember liking it quite a bit, but and I thought, well, that maybe have been just because it was Star Trek related. But I really did enjoy this book. It was a pretty quick read, and it was really well written. I liked the characters. And I really liked him and his partner. They had that sort of classic, almost cliched you know, law enforcement partner banter going back and forth, which was really fun. So I think I'm really gonna probably pick up some more of his. I've heard some really good things about Fuzzy Nation, but I've never read it either. So if you've read anything else of John Scalzi's and you have recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments below. But if not, maybe let me know what you think of this one if you perhaps want to read it, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 7.